All right, and welcome to episode 44 of the 10 Cents Podcast. Today, it's Brian sitting in the hosting chair, and it's good to be back, sitting in the driver's seat for a little bit. Let's get things started and start off with a roll call. So let's go ahead. Mick, kick it off.
Gentlemen, good morning. In honor of what's been going on in Cardinal land, today you have Mickle Bidwell. Let's go get it.
Mickle Bidwell. All right. Bob.
How's it going, podcast land? It's Bobo here, representing Menifee, California.
Menifee, yes, I knew it.
We're starting off really well this morning.
Whoa,
Coach.
it's one of those days.
Captain Obvious is in the house from Menifee. Yes, it's good to see you, Menifee, Bobo from Menifee. See, you look a little lighter. Were you recently, dropping the kids off at the pool or what?
I was. Yeah. Taking the Browns to the Super Bowl. The only way they'll get there.
That's impossible.
I'm good. I'm here. You're there. And we're square.
Hey.
All right. Eddie P.
What up? North Fontana representing.
All right. Luda.
What up, everybody? YouTube podcast land. This is Luda with the crew because this is how we do when we do what we do. Make sure you hit our like button, subscribe, and you'll get notified every time we upload. Hit it.
Or you'll get a DoorDash by Luda. He'll come knocking at your door.
As long as you're in California.
Southern California.
All right. And last but not least, our boy KD, who's representing the West Coast this week.
It's your boy KD, live and direct from the West, actually, aka the Best Coast. 65, and I'm loving it. Glad to be back with the squad. Let's get a good episode in, boys.
Happy birthday, KD. 65 today.
Yes, sir.
Don't look a day over fucking 42 either. All right, guys. All right, let's get things kicking off here in the first quarter. Talk a little NBA. Today is the All-Star festivities, All-Star Sunday. Let's start off with who had the better draft, Team LeBron or Team Durant? And I'll run down the teams again one more time for you guys. So Team LeBron, obviously LeBron, Giannis, Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Damian Lillard, Ben Simmons, Chris Paul, Jaylen Brown, Paul George, Domantas Sabonis, and Rudy Gobert. Team Durant, Kyrie, Joel Embiid, Kawhi Leonard, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum, James Harden, Devin Booker, who's been replaced by Mike Conley, Zion Williamson, Zach LaVine, Julius Randle, Nikola Vucevic, and Donovan Mitchell.
Now, before you go into just asking questions, why don't we just off the cuff? We should debate this, or don't at me, or however we do it in our squad up. That's it. Squad up.
Okay. So you want to throw a little wrinkle into the first quarter?
I tell you what, this is, and I'm not an NBAer, but I can tell you this is obvious. It's lopsided, in my opinion.
Okay,
Team
so
LeBron.
Oh no, sir!
Look at all the shooting he has. He's got
Get out of here!
Get
Get out of here!
LeBron's team is the best one.
Get out of here!
Way better.
Get out of here!
Close.
At least as far as guards.
Anybody else on coach's side on this?
I mean, I don't agree that LeBron, that KD's team is better. They have a great team though. My disagreement is that I didn't know that. I just found this out that this year, or it's been a couple years where they choose different members from different coasts for the All-Star game. Now,
Hostess with the mostest?
Yeah,
All right.
So you have West Coast guys playing not even East West anymore, right? It's just basically an All-Star game. It's like you let
just
the
teams, yeah.
So then let me spin it this way: if it were the old school, way back when they actually cared about the All-Star game, do you think that those shooters would get their shots off today?
Well, and that you make a good point, because I mean it's what kind of day they have, right? So it's going to depend who has the better game today.
Hold on. When you say
every
get their game
on both spots.
Yeah. What do you mean, Jason? I don't understand what you're saying.
Talking about like if they have a bad day.
No. What I'm saying is, back in the day, with in the late 70s, early 80s, early 90s, when the players actually cared about the All-Star game, do you think like Luka, Steph would be able to get their shot off if they were playing and they actually cared about it? Because I think Mick made a comment last week that basically it's a glorified dunk fest. And, nobody plays defense. It's like the NFL.
Yeah. Now we're talking apples and oranges. That's a different debate.
You still want to win. The West wants to win every time. I know.
I don't know, Bobo from Menifee. Did you know that it's not West and East? You don't know that?
I understand that it's not West and East, but
Oh.
when LeBron's your captain, you're representing the West.
Oh,
And
oh.
KD's your captain, you're representing the East, essentially.
Oh, okay. All right then. Thank you.
No need to
Correct
get
it.
sensitive, buddy. It's
I'm
all
not
good.
sensitive.
So wait, so Jaylen Brown is representing the West?
Oh,
He
Wow.
is this year, basically.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Look, I'm just glad that they split up Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I'm glad they split up Kawhi and
Paul
freaking
George.
what's that other guy's name?
Paul George.
did they split up
Playoff
Durant?
P?
Did they split up
Playoff
Durant and
P?
Irving?
They did not. No, they don't get
Oh.
to choose who they split up. But I'm just glad that they split them up.
Well, I'm glad you're glad.
based on who they chose.
I'm
Why?
glad. Glad.
I don't know. I think I'm more of an old school traditionalist.
Thank you.
and I would like to see
Get off my
East
porch.
versus West.
Thank you,
Same.
Eddie P. I think me and you have
And
the same
I
kind of
will
like-
always be
Yeah.
going for the West.
What?
All right.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, I don't condone the gang references there.
No game.
Actually, you know what? Hey, Bob, if you did this, that would be Menifee, right? Like upside down,
But you
west
got
side.
to put them together like that. There you go.
I believe it's 4 fingers up and 2 twisted in the middle.
Well, I
That's
got the one.
right.
I got the one that's in the middle. I got that for you.
Normally I say don't get it twisted, but in this case, you need to get it twisted, Coach.
Jeez.
No, and he's got it twisted.
Right.
Anyway,
Right.
yeah.
So the
Back
thing
to
is,
the original thing,
there's
yeah.
a lot of young guys or first timers on Durant's team. So that's why I feel that they're just going to be more in awe of things. So I don't think that Durant's team is better in that sense. So I think LeBron's team will prevail.
Perhaps the younger guys will have more energy than the older guys,
Oh.
therefore getting up and down the
Oh.
court.
But
Bigger-
the
bigger
older
chip
guys are going
on
to be
the
running
shoulder.
the show, and they're going to be like, "Hey, slow it down."
Slow it
young
down.
fella, slow
They're
it
gonna
down,
say
young fella.
slow it down.
Hey, when I ran into Tyrese at LA Fitness one time, he told me the same thing. Hey, stay down here, big
Way to
man.
name
Don't go
drop,
over
Bob.
Name drop.
there. You know,
Name drop, Bob.
Hey, but
So-
he also
Menifee.
represents this, which is another W in Watts, California.
Not that.
Nah, not
Watts.
that.
Aren't you older than Tyrese?
I could be. I'm pretty sure I am. Doesn't matter.
I could be. I'm pretty sure I am. All right.
You
All
know,
right,
another
guys.
thing-
Why are you
Brian,
trying to put
another
my
thing
age
that-
out there, Mick?
I didn't. I just said, aren't you older?
Wow.
I'm still not the oldest in this podcast. I got a couple, 3, 4 guys in front of me.
You know, another thing that stood out to me
Yes.
about the picks was Damian Lillard basically going, depending on who picked first or second, 9th or 10th as a pick. You think that's kind of weird because he's picked number 5 for LeBron,
Right.
Right.
and I'm sure they go, LeBron,
Yes,
Durant,
yes.
LeBron,
Right.
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 So
Right.
he was
And-
9.
Even though I see the people that are above him, don't you think that's kind of weird? Just
I think they
thinking about
did
it,
that
like
because
Lillard went like 9th or 10th. Really?
well, the amount of votes that they received was who they drafted first, kind of. They were like, okay, from this pot of guys that received the top number of votes, that's who you're picking from, and then you pick the reserves. That's why.
Okay. 'Cause
So-
they would have. I would have thought, yeah.
So I
Thinking
guess he
about
didn't
it the
get,
other way, I would have thought like he'd have been gone in the first
Sure,
5.
sure.
And
So
weren't
he
they
probably
trying to fill
didn't get enough
positions though?
votes.
Aren't they trying to fill positions too? So it's like, I mean, it's not like I can just get 2 power forwards or 3 shooting guards, right? You're picking positions as well. So I guess if in terms of hierarchy, that's probably where after Bob's selection criteria, that's where he got slotted next.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they have
And you have to pick the
1, 2,
starters
3,
first. We had a comment from one of our
3-point
listeners.
Yeah.
guards in their
But
first
he is
5
picking
picks.
there is still the starter, right? Because he's still number 5, but he's just
Right.
He's number 5 that he picked, so he's the
Right.
6th player. So he's the first reserve.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Do
yeah,
do the
Eddie, you're
Jazz
right.
players have a leg to stand on with them being picked last and the big poo-poo they're making about that?
Oh yeah, the two Jazz players getting picked as the last two picks, Gobert and Mitchell. Yeah.
Hey,
I could see Gobert, but yeah, I thought Mitchell would have been picked a lot sooner, but whatever.
Yeah.
there's
I-
three
I-
Jazz players, right?
Well,
Conley
he
got
Right.
thrown in at the very end.
Yeah.
He wasn't a part of the draft though.
Right.
But still, like, what did LeBron had mentioned something to the effects of no offense or something like that, but none of us ever really watched the Utah Jazz.
Oh,
Carl
yeah.
Malone and John Stockton were
He
there.
said their style of play, but does anybody think that may come back to bite LeBron?
I think so.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure
'Cause,
he
you know,
probably
you
got
basically dogging
blasted.
out like Hall of Famers and then on anything after them, right? So then, like decades of fucking players is just nobody's worth watching. I mean, that's a little harsh.
Yeah.
Well, he's not kind of wrong.
What do you mean, Luda?
I mean, I'm just saying. You haven't really had any players like Malone or Stockton in that team to want to watch it, you know? So I don't know. He wasn't wrong to say that, but I mean, it might come back and bite him in his ass. They might play harder against him every time they play him. So you never know.
I think
Indeed.
LeBron's getting the best from every team every night. That's just my personal opinion. Plus, being on the Lakers now and defending champs, teams come and play hard, a much harder when you're playing against the best team. So, but
Not according,
anyways, all right.
hold on, not according to
Go
Mick.
ahead.
Not according to Mick. That is not the best team. So they should.
Oh
be getting
no, I
some
know.
passes.
There's
They should be getting
Right,
some
right.
passes in there.
there's like 31 better.
Laugh it up, boys.
Anyways, all right, let's push through this a little quicker here. 3-point contests. What do we guys see? You
Did
guys
they
want to make a
replace
pick?
Book on that? Did they replace Booker on that?
Yeah, Book got replaced with Conley.
Oh, so he's doing the 3-point contest as well?
Yeah, correct. So, I mean, who do you like in that? You got Conley, you got Tatum, got Jaylen Brown too, Zach LaVine, and Donovan Mitchell.
No Chef Curry?
Oh,
He's
sorry,
there.
and Steph. Yeah.
I'll
So-
take Steph.
Yeah, I'll take Steph.
Okay, so here, we'll do
Hey,
this.
I'm sorry, but Coach, before you get started,
Yes,
I
sir.
think
Yes, sir.
Renee, he's chiming in because I think he's listening. He said, "Who do you think is going to win the MVP for the All Star game?"
Oh, MVP for the All-Star game.
Where's it being played? Atlanta?
It
Atlanta.
is.
There's
It's
no
in
Hawks
Atlanta.
in that game, right?
There are no Hawks in the game.
Trey Young.
You know what? It's going to be between KD or LeBron. One of the captains is going to win it. I guarantee you.
Paul
Full
George
receipts
is a
next
dark horse. Paul George is a dark horse.
What?
He's got to continue to say that. he's been on Paul George all year.
Laugh it up again, boys.
You know
Playoff
what?
team.
No.
Playoff
You know
team.
what? At first I was agreeing with Luda, but I think it's going to be the Luca.
Hey,
Okay.
so
Interesting.
I know that Renee's listening. So what's his opinion? What does he feel the same way I do about these teams, or is he just, you know?
Well,
I don't think he feels exactly the same as how you feel about sports, sir. But he may be
Now
but he-
sports.
he-
Now we're just generally in sports. Okay.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
he may be taking Bradley Beal or something like that. So we never know.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Luda.
You got it, Brian.
You know, I kind of agree with Eddie P or Renee.
Thank you,
I think it
Bob.
was
Thank
Renee
you,
that
Bob.
said that. I think Bradley Beal could be out for MVP.
Okay. All right.
He
Let's
wants to
get
prove
back.
something. He wants to
so
leave. He wants to carry
Everybody's
team.
the same on the 3-point contest. Everybody's leaning towards Steph. Sounds like.
Yeah, but I'll go back to what Coach said earlier regarding like what kind of day they have. Because yeah, he can be the better 3-pointer, and I agree, he probably is out of that group. But is he going to have a good day? Is he going
Right.
to make those motherfucking shots?
My
might
sleeper is
miss.
Zach LaVine.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And then what do we think in regards to like the slam dunk contest? Isn't there only like 3 participants?
Name him.
Yeah, I looked at them. And I've never even heard of any of them.
Cassius Stanley, Obi Toppin, and Anthony Simmons.
Are those real names?
All right. I'm gonna,
No,
I'm
I
gonna
did not
ru-
make
I'm-
those up.
It's like Eddie Murphy. It's like Eddie Murphy being like three characters at once, right?
Right.
Well, because
I'm
they're
gonna
doing
roof-
it at the half, right? They're doing it at the halftime of the
Yeah, they're
All-Star
doing
game.
it-
That-
So they
they're
gotta
that's it?
hurry it up. They can't have that many participants.
Right.
That's horrible, dude. They used to
So-
have one entire night for those guys.
Saturday night.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Saturday night. So,
I'm gonna root for Anthony Simmons because that's like about the only real name in that group.
well,
Oh.
Anthony.
Anthony,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
not
Well,
not
like-
Anthony.
Oh shit.
like Hardaway.
Okay. Well, hey,
Oh,
yes,
Cassius. Mama called him Cassius. I'm gonna call him Cassius.
You going with Cassius Stanley? All right.
Yeah.
Cassius Clay.
Stanley. All right.
Going with
All right.
Topin.
I think it's time to move on. Let's move on to the NCAA, right? So NCAA, we're getting very close, right, to the to March Madness, to Selection Sunday. And not sure if any of you guys had a chance to take a look, but Joe Lunardi came out with his newest bracketology, who's in, who's out, who was on the bubble. So
Quick
Nick, I'm
question,
gonna-
Brian.
Oh, go
Brian,
ahead. Go ahead.
quick question.
Yep.
Where's he say the Dukies are going to fall, Brian?
well, originally the Dukies
This
were in
motherfucker.
the first four out.
Oh,
Now I would say that they're definitely out after
oh,
shellacking by the North Carolina.
Let
Tar
me-
Heels.
They
me-
got
let me-
fucking
let me-
smoked
let me-
last night.
Let me correct you guys.
why are you
real quick.
stuttering so much? Let. Come on, bro, spit it out.
Well, because you don't shut the fuck up to let people talk. Okay? So,
He's got a
zip
slow
your mouth.
connection.
pot,
He's got a
baby.
slow connection.
Zip the mouth. Okay. Let me tell you this.
Stir
Duke
in the
lost.
pot.
Now they had to win to make it in. They could still get in by winning the ACC tournament. Okay.
That is true. That is true,
They
Luda.
can.
You are right.
So,
you are
so
right.
and I'll tell you this: even if
So what
they
you're
do
saying
lose
is
the
there's a
ACC
chance.
tournament, there is always a chance. But if they do lose it and they're one of them that's on the bubble, unfortunately, you guys may hate it, but they're gonna get in. If they're one of those teams that's literally on the bubble,
Hey,
because
we
of
need
who
to
they are,
we need to
they're
write
getting
these
in.
receipts down because we're gonna pull them.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
don't,
saying that. I'm not saying they're in for sure, Coach. I'm saying if they're in the bubble, like everybody else is,
Luda,
and they
I think
just,
Luda,
they're
I
gonna
think
get
the
in.
only way you guys get in right now is exactly with what you said. They have to win the ACC tournament. That's the only
Yeah.
way Duke
Yeah.
is getting
If
in.
they go
at
to the
this point.
ACC championship game, losing a close one, I think they have a puncher's chance as a
Thank you.
clean team. Maybe. We'll
Is
see.
there
Yeah.
what? There aren't they 500 now?
they're
Yes.
500 right now. Yeah.
They're not getting in. Like that's the only way. You're right. That's the only way they'll get in. But
Let me just throw this out there. Does Gonzaga win it all?
No.
No,
I don't
think
think
they
so
do.
either.
I
I
think
don't-
they do. I think they do.
You think
you
Gonzaga
can pull it
wins
off
it?
this year, huh?
Yeah, I think they can pull it off this year.
I don't know, man. Baylor still looks like a real solid team, and
Iowa. I like Iowa.
Virginia.
So,
looks
you're booking that for your bracket? You got the Zags?
We'll see when I make my
Oh,
bracket.
oh,
I might have a
okay.
difference of
Oh.
opinion at that point. But
Okay.
Well,
right
at that
now,
point.
my opinion is that they will win it all.
At that point. All right.
When
All
I'm doing
right.
my bracket, I might think differently.
Well, right now, just so you guys know, Lenardi's got Gonzaga as a 1, Baylor as a 1, Michigan and Illinois as a 1.
So I'll
The
just
Big
say
Ten
this.
has
I
been
saw
really
Illinois
strong
this
this
week.
year. Yeah.
I saw Illinois this week, and they look very competitive. I was surprised with how well they played.
Yeah,
And
Illinois
I
got
think they have a
good
good
squad
shot
this
at
year.
making some noise.
Yeah, for sure.
But
It's supposed
but
to
I
be
do
funny.
want to say this. Being the whole COVID thing and some teams like Duke are kind of on the downturn. Michigan State is kind of doing bad as well. I think this is a great opportunity to give some of the smaller conferences more bids. I mean, I want to see them play. I want to see them and see what they can do in a tournament. And I think this is the perfect year to do it.
But do you want to see them do it without the best teams being in there?
Well, the thing is,
Well, but they are the
you're
best
assuming
teams this
Duke
year.
is one of the best teams, but they're not this year. I mean, some of these Ohio Valley conferences, some of these smaller conferences, their records are 26-3, 25-4. And why not give them a shot?
Create the schedule.
They
Well-
don't get to create the whole schedule. that
Yeah,
they
but
get.
who they're playing? You're 26-3. Who are you playing?
Just give them a shot. Everybody's got a shot, right? You got a shot when you're in. That's all you need sometimes.
Yeah.
So does Duke.
And they
Once
play
they're
with,
in, you don't think they can
they
get hot
play with
again
more
and
motivation. It
and
seems like
win
at
it?
times.
Actually, you
Some
know
of
what?
these big schools act like they deserve to be there, and they really don't.
Entitled. I
Yeah,
appreciate you,
I-
Bob. I like that. I like
I
that.
agree with you, sir. I agree with you on that. But I'll
All
tell you
right.
this: if Duke doesn't make it or doesn't win it, I'm not gonna fucking change a team and say fuck my, So
Well, we know
Let's go,
that,
Duke.
Buddha.
Let's go, dude.
Are those veiled shots?
Ooh. Taking a shot at you, Bob.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
so-
no, I didn't say Bob. I mean,
Hey,
there's a couple
just so
there's a
you guys
couple
are
people
aware
on this
too,
podcast.
the twos, I mean, Ohio State, Iowa, again, two more Big Ten schools.
Iowa,
Right.
baby. See
and
'em.
then you have Houston. Don't forget Houston's
Right,
from a
right.
smaller conference, but they can play, and Alabama. So the SEC actually has some pretty good teams this year, mainly Alabama. Big 12 too. Oklahoma's actually a good squad with Baylor. So be on the lookout for those guys.
And a fun
we'll see
fact
if somebody
about
makes a run.
Alabama. A fun fact about Alabama: Robert Horry went to that school, sir.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks.
I don't know how fun that fact is.
Oh, wow.
It's just a fact. It's not a fun fact.
All right, guys. All right. That was some good NBA college bracket. Obviously, some good banter amongst us, calling each other out, and Coach obviously asking for receipts to be pulled. So we'll make sure that happens. All right.
Is that a sign for Texas there, Coach?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Are you
Coach 'em
coach? You are the coach, right?
Well, yeah, well, you called me something else
Oh,
earlier, and
really?
I didn't know how to respond. I mean,
You're talking to me?
Hey, what happened with Texas? There's something big happened with Texas in college football, like 10, 12, 15 years ago.
Nobody
Uh,
remembers that.
Get the hell out of here.
Nothing.
15 years ago.
Looking, run, touchdown, Longhorns win.
oh, wait a minute. Is that the game that was in California?
I believe so.
It wasn't in Menifee though.
No, sir.
No,
No, sir.
it wasn't a Menifee. Not a lot of Menifee.
Yeah, okay. It was like late night heroics by what was his name?
Vince Young.
Something young. maybe?
Vince Young.
There you go.
Nobody cares about that.
I think he's selling cars now. But whatever.
Probably.
Selling cars. All right. Hey, let's move on. We're getting
I think
into
he's selling
the,
houses
He's
in Menifee.
gainfully
I
employed.
thought he was
Contributing
selling
to
Jugos
society.
Naturales on the corner.
Right?
He's selling houses in Menifee, man. Come on now.
Did you buy one from him?
It was
Probably.
close to doing so, but they took another offer.
No, you took another offer.
Oh,
Sure did. I sure did.
All right, guys. Second quarter now. We're going to get into the gauntlet. And obviously, we've been talking about this for like the last, I don't know, week or two. We finally had our good buddies here, KD and Rick Rob, put together our Hottie face-off bracket. And we're going to discuss the results of the round of 64. So the first round. So let's get into it. So we're going to look at the very first one. Was pretty much a blowout. We had Beyonce versus Alicia Keys, and that was Beyonce taking it.
Yeah.
Just kidding. She's
which
beautiful.
by the way, was
Okay,
like
first of all, hold on. We got
9-1.
qualified. Every one of these women are gorgeous
Yes.
people. There
Absolutely.
are really
I
no
agree.
losers. We're all winners because they all exist, and these women are absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
So, in
I
terms of
concur.
like what men thinks and stuff like that, just
Yeah.
based on who they wind up facing off,
Yep.
this is who their opponent was, and this is who the winner is. But they're all
I
gorgeous.
concur.
Thank you for the claimer. That
Yep.
should have been down at the bottom and read really fast, like that guy from the 80s who could do it.
My micro machine guys.
Yeah, that guy.
Can we get the bumper music for this segment to be "We Like Her, We Like Her Too"?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. That's a good one. I can do that. All right. The second one was Charlize Theron versus Anna Cherry,
Ooh,
and Anna Cherry
it's
ran away
Cherie.
with it.
It's pronounced
Oh,
Cherie.
sorry,
You know,
Bob.
just throwing
Sorry,
it out
Bob.
there. Being that I
It
am the
wouldn't-
corrector,
It
right?
wouldn't be
You
a
know.
10 cents
Anna
podcast without
Cherry
And,
without the
and it wouldn't be
corrector.
Bobble from Menifee unless he was correcting somebody.
Trying to put Menifee on the map, man. Come on now.
All right. It's there somewhere. Anyways, moving on. Lauren London and Ciara. And
Sierra, it's pronounced Sierra.
Hey,
Ciara.
hey.
Sorry.
see? I'm not the only one.
Is it
Thanks, corrector number 2.
Ciara Wilson or is it Wilson? What is it, Bob? Come on. So Lauren ran away with it during this pick. Now we're getting into something here. All right. So we've got Melanie LeBeard. Did I say that one right? LeBeard.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sure.
And is it Isa Gonzalez? And it went to Melanie by 1 vote. So Melanie moving on in the bracket. Next, Scarlett Johansson and Demi Rose. Demi Rose ran away with it.
That's
Next.
that one's a little surprising. I didn't think she would run away with it. I thought that would have been closer.
It wasn't even remotely close.
It wasn't even, yeah, I was gonna say. And Demi's got assets.
So we know who picked who.
There might be some hurt feelings on this in a little while. All right, here we go. The 6 seeds are, as we had it listed in the bracket anyway, Emmanuel Shrieky and Emily Radikowski. And this one was also very close, 6-5, and Emily took it. So Emily's moving on. Next, Hayden Panettiere.
Yes.
All right. And Ava Mendez. Again, close. And Ava moved on.
Wow.
You know who Hayden
Supposed to flip
Panettiere
on
is
that.
married to?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Heavyweight champ.
Yes.
Ex-heavyweight champ.
Correct.
Yep.
She's still married to him? I thought they got
Which
divorced.
guy?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought they got divorced because he like roughed her up a little bit.
Oh, I didn't hear that, but
I think so.
She probably liked it.
Oh,
Whoa,
hey,
wait.
whoa, not that podcast.
that wasn't me.
Not
All the listeners, that wasn't me.
Hey.
All the listeners.
All
Yeah.
the listeners.
All
Renee,
3 of our
as you're
listeners.
listening.
Renee and Rick, that wasn't me.
Oh my God. It's still funny. I know.
It's still
Okay.
gonna be funny. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Moving on. Joy Taylor and Gigi Hadid. And it was Gigi pulling away.
Gigi.
So Gigi moves on.
Sorry, Bob.
All
I
right.
picked Gigi.
And
Oh.
is it Kelly or I thought it was Kaylee Cuoco?
I think
I
it's
thought it was
Kaylee.
Kelly.
I think it's Kaylee.
I think it's
Well,
Kelly.
either way, I think we know who we're talking about. Big Bang Theory and
Yes.
and Jasmine Tukes, and it was Kaylee or Kelly. Moving on.
Coco.
So Cuoco. All right. Next, Rihanna versus Jessica Jones, and this was a landslide. Rihanna moving on. Selena Gomez and Samantha Kumiku.
Ooh.
Samantha is moving on in a landslide. Next one. This was tight. And in our previous meetings, everybody had this person moving on.
Lupita?
Salma Hayek versus Vanessa Borsch. And Salma squeaked it out by 1 vote. So Salma's moving on.
That's a legacy vote right there, boys.
Yeah.
That's a legacy.
It is. It is.
Right?
It is. That's yeah, you're right. That's absolutely a legacy vote. Because honestly, you would think that I would have picked her because she's my number 1 no matter what. But I picked Vanessa.
Wow.
That's your number 1, no matter what.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
All right.
she'll always be my number 1.
All right, real time fact check. So she did break up with Klitschko, and then she wound up dating this other guy named Brian Hickerson, and that's the guy that kind of roughed her up a little bit. And
Oh.
he got arrested for spousal abuse and intimidating a witness, aka Hayden Panettiere.
Wow.
Okay, so it
Wow.
wasn't Klitschko.
It was
It wasn't
after Klitschko, the
Klitschko.
guy after him.
Yeah, the guy after.
Corrections and
Got it.
retractions department. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you, Katie.
Bob, you're fired.
Okay, that's okay.
Go back. Stay in Menifee.
Oh,
Hey. All right.
Hey.
Next one, Shakira and Rosaria Dawson. And Shakira pulled this out by 1 vote. So Shakira is moving on.
That shouldn't even been that close.
I know.
That should not have been that close, in my opinion.
Okay.
We know who you voted for.
All right. Next one, Naya Rivera and Katy Perry. Naya Rivera.
Dearly departed.
Moving on.
Let's shout out for her.
Is she-
Yeah,
right.
she
How many
passed-
Katy Perry votes did we have?
We
Uh,
had
4.
4.
Ooh.
4 Katy.
Should we have had Naya Rivera on here?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard because with her posthumously, like, kind of is a little blasphemous,
Yeah.
but it's still recognized game. So she's
Oh,
still
is it-
gorgeous. She's a gorgeous woman.
Is she the one that jumped into the?
She's
Yeah.
a Lake Arrowhead, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I was
yeah.
trying to say
Okay.
with little baby.
Yeah.
Baby boy.
yeah.
Just
Castaic.
for the not
That's
smart
like,
people, what can you give me some background on her? What's she famous for? About her?
Glee. She was in that show Glee.
Glee. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like one of the, I guess.
And
they
I
show
think she
you
dated
watch
Big Sean
Nick?
too. And she was with, she was
No,
with-
Bob, I don't like what are they called? Anyway, keep going. I can't think of what they're called.
Cool. Thanks, boy.
Thank
What are they
you.
called? Show anyway. Forget it. Well, I'll say it when I remember it.
All right. Mila Kunis and Megan Good, and Megan Good ran away with that.
Yep.
Next one, Morgan Brittany versus Olivia Munn, and this one was close. Morgan Brittany took it by 1 vote.
Wow.
All right, next, J-Lo, Amanda Seyfried. J-Lo ran away with it. Wasn't even close.
That's another
That's a legacy
pick right
vote
there.
too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, she's still hotter.
She
Assets,
is.
face, everything.
Hey, have you seen her without
Compared.
makeup?
Have you seen all these
all
women
of-
without makeup?
Shay.
Hey.
Very true.
Boom.
Younger
Very
looks better without makeup. Just
I think
Except
Ed just
Alicia
dropped the
Keys.
mic.
Alicia Keys, she's like hands down. She runs like her whole jam is she don't put makeup on. So that's her au naturel all day, every day. So
Did you pick her?
No, but I'm just saying. Absolutely did not
I
pick
picked her. I'm just
but-
saying I picked her.
Yeah, I didn't pick her.
All right.
But she to make sure that it's fact checking right now. Not all of them are running around with no makeup on. I mean, not all of them running around with makeup on. Alicia she's just au natural beautiful.
All right, Christina Milian and Khloe Kardashian.
I mean,
This better not have been
Christina,
close.
Christina ran away 8-3 in the votes. All right, Carrie Hilson and Blake Lively, again, not close. Carrie Hilson ran away.
What?
Rosalind Sanchez and Lily Adrian. How is it, Bob? Come on.
We'll
Anyways,
get the new
the new corrector.
the new corrector going.
I believe it's Lily Adrian.
Okay, Lily Adrian. Lily Adrian took it. Close vote, 6-5. Ashley Graham and Amelia Clark.
This might have been a shocker for me. On this one.
Ashley Graham took it.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
What?
upset.
Yeah,
Ashley
I
Graham.
do not
Upset.
pick the Dragon Queen.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Targaryen.
All right.
I don't get
Gal
Win
Gadot.
for the plus size models.
Yeah, Gal Gadot and Erica Jane and Gal Gadot, Superwoman.
How
Moves
close
over.
was
Wonder
it?
Woman.
Wonder Woman.
That's Wonder
It
Woman.
was or Wonder Woman. Sorry, 8-4.
Wow.
8-4. So next, Juanita Vargas versus Halle Berry. Juanita Vargas pulled it out.
Yeah.
by
Not
1
surprised.
vote.
Yeah.
Very close.
Only on
Good
youth, I
legacy.
think. Again, only on youth. Because I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe that
Or
picture didn't do her
assets.
justice
Or-
to me, but
Or
Oh.
just assets.
Yeah.
Just all right. Priyanka Chopra versus Jennifer Lawrence. And coach will be happy. Jennifer Lawrence. moves
what
Really?
the
Oh.
fuck?
There we go.
Wow.
be
Jennifer
shitting
Lawrence
me.
moves on.
Just based on the pictures, I was like,
Unbelievable.
I had to pick the other one.
This is a
So there's-
travesty.
So there's no
Right.
other pictures, Bob? No,
There
no other
is, but
pictures?
I'm just basing it off the ones that were posted.
Hey, Ed, you want to repeat what you just said? So
This is a
Coach can hear
travesty.
it?
There's some racial bullshit going on here
A little bit.
against my
bit.
Indian women.
Your
I don't know about that.
women.
I don't know about that.
Your Indian women.
Tread lightly, P. Tread lightly.
Yeah.
All right, next Zoe Saldana versus
You can't
Jordan
tread
Young.
lightly when there's things like
Can
this.
you
happen.
mute him, please? Get him out of here.
Wow.
Zoe Saldana won in a landslide. Rita Ora versus Sharon Tay. Rita Ora moved
Who the
on.
hell put
in a
Sharon Tay
landslide.
on?
Sorry, Mick.
That was never mind. I'm treading
Well,
lightly.
we got one more later on that I think we all will
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, how did that one get on here? But anyways, okay. Katya Henry versus Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie moved on.
Yeah, she's better.
Nia Long.
That picture didn't
versus-
help her, but yeah.
Nia Long versus Nikki or Nike Heaton.
Nikki Heaton.
Nikki Heaton. Okay. You know, the spelling sometimes. is-
Nakia.
So Nakia?
No.
IKEA? What?
No,
Okay.
no.
Nikki Heaton. Nikki Heaton won in a landslide.
Wow.
Sorry, Mick.
Her mom Patricia's pretty out there too.
Wait, Nick Heaton won over who?
Nia
Nia
Long. Just waiting for a reaction. All right. Salita Banks, Tessa Thompson. Salita Banks moves on. Bit of a landslide there. This one was close, and I'm sort of shocked.
Yeah.
Sofia Vergara versus Paula Patton. And
I don't get it.
Sofia Vergara won by
Really?
one vote. By
Yes.
one vote.
That is shocking. That is
Right?
shocking.
I mean,
Yeah,
That,
me.
that,
okay.
that shows it's a race thing right there. I'll tell you that much.
Yep, I told you, man.
And in our group, and you're right, Eddie. You're
I'm taking the role of Rick today.
Here we go.
There's some bullshit going on. Some white privilege in this hottie bracket.
Hey, Ed, you should go take a swim in that lake back there. There's a big shark out there.
Yeah, I will.
All right, next one, and here we go. Melanie Iglesias versus Jade.
Who are the two that voted for her?
It's Sade.
That's what I want to know is who were the two that voted for her?
We know one.
Rob was one.
We know
Rob
one,
was
right?
one.
He said who he voted for, but I don't know who the second one was.
Oh, Rob. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who
Interesting.
the second person was that voted for her, but
Interesting.
if it was based off of vocal, then yes, I would say Sade. But
Yes.
but
In a
based
landslide.
off of yes, but Melanie Iglesias took that. All
Thank
right,
you, Melanie.
Malika Terry, and Minka Kelly, and this is the final one. It was Malika Terry
Really? Wow.
in a landslide.
Wow.
In a
Wow.
landslide.
In a landslide. All right.
Was I the only one?
So- no, there was 2 votes for Minka.
Hey, so
Bob.
that's it's got to be Jay. Yeah, Mick,
Uh,
Mick
I
and
don't
I.
remember. I probably did. I do like it.
But anyways, all right. So that's the first round, fellas.
Cool.
Any specific one you want to discuss? Upsets, surprises?
Go ahead, Ed. It's all you, baby.
Come on.
I
Not
would
playing
just
Rick
say,
Rob.
I would just say, when we do the next round, we all need to do our own research and look at other pictures rather than what's posted on the bracket. 'Cause some of those pictures that were on there are not doing some of these girls justice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
I
you
agree.
because
I
I
agree.
see like Scarlett Johansson getting blown out in the first round. I wasn't like she didn't lose; she got blown out first
Right.
round. Right? This,
Right,
Hold
right.
on. Who picked the pictures?
Oh,
Yeah, who did pick the
Ooh.
pictures? That's what I wanted to know.
it wasn't me. I'm gonna take the
Well,
names.
it's a 50-50 proposition.
Sound like
there,
Shaggy over there.
and
Or was it-
somebody
there-
just
There
threw
were
the other
three-
person
there were
under the
three-
bus.
No. There were 3 people that were involved in this.
Yes.
and two of which saying they didn't do it.
Yes.
So the other is currently on vacation. in
In Mexico, right?
Mexico.
Yeah.
actually, it was
So,
all leave of
so, yeah,
absence.
as a matter of fact,
But
That's all I would
wasn't a
say.
leave of absence?
Oh,
That's
is
all I would
that what
say.
it is?
Do,
Is on a
uh,
leave of absence?
Do your research as far as the next round and looking at some of these pictures, because I'll tell you what,
What are you going to tell us?
I like
Yeah.
Margot Robbie, but that picture, see this wall behind me? Yeah,
No, we
that's
don't.
what that looked like. It was just about as flat as this wall behind me. So she might want to, you might want to pick a different picture of her next time.
Okay.
Or to your point,
going
people
flat
to
do
earth.
your
their
point,
first,
do your
right?
own research. Do your own research.
Oh,
Right.
Look it
Oh.
up. Look it up. To me,
I mean,
to
I
me,
picked her
in that-
anyway because of who she was going against, but just
Yeah.
saying.
I was just gonna say, I took Demi. Over.
I think Coach got more
Scarlett.
ass than her.
thank you.
Wait. Who's coach got more ass then?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie.
Oh. Wow.
I think Paula Patton should have won. How about that?
Yeah,
Sorry,
no.
Ed.
Really?
You're out of
No.
your board. You're out of
Really?
your board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Over
disagree
who?
with that.
Sophia?
Over
No.
Sophia?
You're out of your
No.
board.
Yeah, you're fucking crazy.
You guys are giving the legacy pick to Sophia. That's why.
She's still
She-
a
she-
fucking
she's
banger.
fucking
Sure,
hot.
she still is, but she's also a little aged.
So,
So
Mick,
or
can
is
you
it-
If
please?
you look better, you look
can you-
better.
Mick,
What?
can you please let Bob know what it is about Paula Patton?
No, you know what? I'm gonna refrain.
Come
I'm
on.
gonna refrain. I'm not taking the bait.
Okay, I'll do it. She's got a bit of
Sure.
a square chin there, Bob.
Oh,
I'll leave it at that. How about that?
Batman?
Wow.
Like the last 3 letters of what you just said, Eddie P.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Bob, when's the last time you seen the optometrist?
Couple
You know what
years
that
ago.
means, Bob?
A couple years ago.
You know what that means?
I do know what that means.
Actually, I think somebody on this podcast has an appointment with a otologist. I don't know what the first part is.
It's an ologist. It's an ologist.
Phenologist. That's all I'm saying.
Ologist.
Just
Wow.
You know what? I was surprised based on the list. Like none
Yeah.
of the Khloe Kardashian, she got added, but none of like the Jenners are on here whatsoever, right? And
Right.
right, wrong,
Like
or
Bruce?
different. Like, huh?
Bruce.
No, son. The
Caitlyn.
daughters.
That's Caitlyn.
Kylie.
The daughters,
Well-
like Kylie,
Right.
Caitlyn.
I think we
Yeah.
wanted to keep like an age thing where we didn't feel guilty of how young they were or something like
What do you
that.
mean we? What do you mean we? You?
A lot of
Not me.
people.
Oh,
Oh,
likes them
okay.
young, huh?
Oh, so you like them young? That's nasty.
No, no, you said. Not
No,
me.
you said. No, you said.
No, you said.
Rewind that
No.
tape. Rewind that tape.
Rewind it.
That's
Oh,
funny.
And real quick, guys,
Great.
just saying, I don't know if you guys heard, but Ben Simmons and Embiid were they're a little iffy about being on the All-Star game because they were contact with a barber that had COVID. Just an FYI.
Well, I
wanna
mean,
show that
if they follow the same protocol as the Super Bowl, this shouldn't be a problem, right?
Well, it's up in the air.
Very good. Very good. All right, guys, we're going to kick this thing and move it on. And we actually have a halftime this week, a coach's corner. So, coach, go right ahead.
Brian, I appreciate that. You know, we love, obviously, you people watching us and listening to us. We really, truly appreciate it that you listen to us because, as you can tell, we just love having a good time getting on here for an hour and a half or so. And if you've been following us at all or know any of us, we've been brought together by COVID. And, you know, we started roughly about a year ago this time. And, you know, COVID's affected every single one of us on the podcast. And I just, you know, I'm a teacher, obviously, and I found this article and it really just stuck out to me. And it's about Australia and what they're doing with international travel. And they have been doing it since the beginning of the COVID situation. And their numbers are, you know, staggeringly surprising for a good sense. And, you know, the article just goes on and say, you know, that they've placed restrictions as far as on cruise ships, international travel, retail stores, and international airports. And I really think that they've figured it out, and they've put their country and their people in their country first. Just to give you an idea how they match up to the United States, Australia's had 29,000 cases, and they have a population of about 25 million. And that's not even a percentage.
It's not a percentage. That's not a percentage.
A whole
You're a teacher,
percentage.
right?
A whole percentage. I don't teach math.
Because I believe what you
It's a
just stated
percentage.
was a percentage.
I was getting there. I'm just trying to get the facts straight. That's all. As far as the United States,
New corrector.
Oh, no, he's corrector junior. Come on. You'll never stop correcting. The population or the cases in the United States has been about 29 million, and our population is about 320, 330. Yeah.
332.
332.
So obviously, if you do the numbers, and I had to get a little help from our money analyst, Mick Daniels, and you know, obviously the numbers speak for themselves. And so I just wanted to throw that out there, and you know,
Well,
Go
here's a good parameter. Australia is basically almost like California, right? Population wise, pretty close, right? And 29,000 cases in Australia is amazing to me, and only a little over 900 deaths. I mean, we've had more deaths in Riverside County alone
yeah.
than Australia for the other you know, than a full country. We've had more, well, we're getting close to what is it, LA County, right? Or is it all the whole state of California? Anyways, like 20,000 deaths versus 29,000 cases. So, you know, the whole international travel ban. I mean, Australia and New Zealand both, right? They both seem to
Yes.
have done it sort of the right way. And then you turn around, and I know I sent out a text because we had a text going on. this week, and you see like governors of Texas and Mississippi saying, fuck it,
Wide
open
open.
100%, no
Wide open.
mask mandates, no nothing. Right. So, I hope people still wear their masks out in Texas, even though it's not mandated. Like I said, in the text that I sent to everybody, I'm okay with opening things up, but I still think you need to make sure that people understand we still have COVID going on. Many businesses, many families are struggling. Here in the state of California, they just announced that they could, kids could start playing sports again. High school sports are starting back up. And I think it's necessary because too many kids are suffering from depression and things like that. So
I think a lot of people, and just to really kind of wrap up my part here, I think that the country of Australia has been selfless, where the United States, I believe our states are trying to feel entitled and that they can kind of do what they want to do. And you have one state doing A, two other states doing B, three other states doing C, D, and E, and
Right.
F. And
starts at
it's
the top.
really, and it's really impressive that country is taking care of its own, and
Well,
it's impressive.
There's a flip side to it, and I'm not going to go into specifics, and I don't want to start a debate, but there's a flip side to it. There's the economics that's associated with it as well. So that's something that needs to be taken into consideration. And it just depends on which side of the coin that you're on. The United States, from a fiscal standpoint, has a much bigger responsibility to the world than Australia does to its region and its people. That's one thing. Another thing is shutting down and the government putting all this this stimulus money. That money's got to come from somewhere, right? So eventually we're going to have to pay the piper on this stuff. So that's just something to think about.
Now, I do appreciate your, I guess, semi rebuttal. However, who's the guy on this podcast that still loves to wear a mask?
I do.
So
What does
my
that have to do with
point,
anything?
so my point to you is that, I agree, and I hear what you're saying, because it is somewhat apples and oranges. I get it, because what Brian said about the population as being one of, our largest state, one of our largest states of population. I get it. However, I just wish our country would have been a little bit more upfront and particular about what they did or what we did not do as far as letting people in and out of the country. It's kind of the same thing that Brian just said about Texas.
I can't argue that, and I think we could have handled it differently, but it depends on which side of the coin you're on.
Right. Yeah, one of my friends from high school that I still debate with on Facebook or whatever, because she lives out of state. She posted something about like happy 1 year anniversary of we'll have this knocked out in 2 weeks.
Right.
We're supposed to end by Easter, right?
Yeah,
Right?
correct.
Well,
Correct. It was all going to be over by Easter, according to our previous leader.
And a quick side rebuttal to that is look at how we handled the schools. Look what's happening in Pennsylvania versus what's happening in California. You guys have been in class since the beginning, right?
I can tell you that not every district is the same, but I can tell you from personal experience, I was very anxious and nervous of the unknown going into this school year. And I am super proud of our district and our administrators and the leaders for us to be able to go face to face. We've been going face to face since day one, and we've worked out the kinks. Now, we're a smaller district, but still the fact of going face to face, and I can tell you from personal experience, there's been 2 or 3 times that we've gotten kind of shut down for a weekend or, 3 or 4 days. And our students in class don't want to be online. They'd rather stay
Sure.
face to face.
Right.
So that just tells you.
Are at a
Yeah.
disadvantage. I've seen it. My kids should need to redo their grades because their education right now is super lacking. They're not focused. They're telling me, Dad, it's harder. You don't understand. You haven't been online. I get it. And they're at a disadvantage.
I agree.
I would agree. Yeah.
I completely agree too with having, my wife that's a teacher as well. She teaches kindergarten, and she says these kids are not picking up what they should be picking up from a kindergarten standpoint. Even, even though even though, kindergarten is, typically a little bit easier, it's just the whole social aspect. They're not around kids of their own age. And most of them have always still been at home. Kindergarten is really their first venture out from home and being in a more Structured. Do you want to call it
Structured environment.
structured environment? Exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
and to your point, Brian, the elementary schools are the kids that need it the most.
I agree.
Right.
It's hard to keep a kid focused on a computer,
Absolutely.
you know, for an extended period of time.
But it's just so
As
funny.
opposed
We
to
say
them-
that, Bob. We say that, right? But most of our kids that are, of that age,
But it's
they'll sit
completely
there.
different.
I know,
But
but they'll sit there and they'll sit on an iPad and
Right.
watch
Not my kid.
videos
My
all day
kid will
long.
not do
and-
that. He can only
Right.
watch for so long, and then he has to do something else. Like he gets
Right.
distracted, and so my kid can't even watch a movie on TV or a movie on his iPad or
Right.
the phone. So for me, it's better for him to go to school to, get that human contact.
Interaction.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, great coach's corner there, THC. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to move on to the third quarter and what men think. All right, I'm just going to run straight down the list because some of these have been on here for a little bit. So here we go. Starting off with the first one. Your woman asks you for your phone. What's your reaction?
And
Here's
and
my code.
he stopped.
Just give it
Have
to
at
her.
it.
My wife already knows my code, so not a big deal.
It's like, here you
All
go,
right.
babe.
That's yeah, your woman. Eddie P, KD.
Why? That's my question. That's my first reaction.
Okay.
Why?
What if she says just because?
Just because? I still say, what do you mean just because? What's the reason? And I'm not hiding anything on there. But
So what if she
why
just wants
the
to check
fuck
something
are
on
you
your
going
phone
through my
because she left her phone in the other room?
That's different.
Fucking go get yours upstairs. Let me see your phone. And you know what? Like I said, I'm not out there cheating, doing this, that. It's a matter of
Respect.
Principle.
Trust.
principle, personal respect, personal space. You know what?
Trust.
I'm not asking you trust. I'm not asking to go through your phone. Why the fuck?
I
are you
think
asking
it
to go
depends
through
on the
mine?
relationship too, because if you guys have that trust in your relationship, then it wouldn't be an issue,
Right.
and maybe they wouldn't even ask because of it. Because, if you allow them to use your phone, right, they
Mhm.
have to allow you to use theirs as well. And maybe they don't want that. Who knows?
Right.
All right. Well,
Next.
sticking with the phones. Would you rather have someone scroll through your messages or through your photos?
My
Can only
photo-
pick one.
my
Messages.
photos. Because
Photos.
some of the conversations that we have, I'd rather not have people see.
Photos.
I'd rather
I guess.
have them not see my photos. So I'd rather have them see the messages.
Whoa.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
mean-
hey. All right.
Doesn't really matter for me. Like I said, I ain't fucking doing
Well, that's right, because
anything nefarious on my phone. So
she won't get your phone. That's right. You told
that's
her.
right. That's right.
KD, come on.
I have a feeling if Selma Hayek asked you for your phone, you'd give it to her.
I'd give it. Here you go.
There you go. There you go.
Just as soon as he saw her, she didn't even have to ask.
Yeah,
Here.
just hand it over.
Here you go.
Here. Let me go.
Here's my
Let me,
code. You
hey,
can
let
look
me
at
roll
my
it back.
messages and my pictures.
hey, let me roll it back. Let's tell a story from a friend and a friend and a friend. Way back when I had California visitors and we were at a local Italian restaurant and somebody was almost falling out their chair to order with the waitress. If she would have said, "Sir, can I see your phone?" What would you have said? "I want to put my information in your phone." What would you have said?
Tell it to me.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, that's different. That's different. Bob Boss's wife and Selma Hayek are two different things.
Both are equally dangerous. Both
You're
are
right.
equally dangerous.
Amen.
Oh man, that was a good little reminiscent story.
Absolutely, baby.
For sure.
Beautiful woman. She should have been on the bracket instead of Sade.
Whoa.
I don't know. What's that place called, Coach?
Yeah, I can't tell you.
Let's not say it.
No,
Let's not say it.
Yeah, let's
Don't
leave that
say
out
it.
because
Don't say it.
then the boys from
That's
California
true.
can never go back.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, Kenny Hens, come on, man. Anything on these first two?
I mean, this is mostly the same as y'all, man. It boils down to trust. So I think in my case, I'm gonna actually do the reverse. Like, keep your locks on your phone. I'm gonna keep the locks on my phone. If we have to go like have the passwords to each other's phones and like start to have like those insecure moments, then we already got a problem. So I mean, I don't ever want access to any of your stuff, not because I don't want you to have access to my stuff is I just don't want to create the air of insecurity or the air of distrust. So I trust that you're making good decisions on your phone, you're saying the right things, you're talking the right way and all that stuff. And you just got to hope that I'm doing the same thing. So, I mean, and in terms of like context, I much rather have pictures in my phone. You can have all the pictures in the world because it's the picture, but like you start to read through some of these text messages, like you lose the context of what the hell was fucking happening.
Oh,
And you can read it all kinds of crazy, right? Like, oh, but
Right.
you didn't hear that when we said it out loud. There's a whole part of this conversation you didn't hear. So all you heard was see is this part. So, and then no, it can be all kinds of bad. Or you could have been the victim of whatever that conversation was, but it still could indict you. So no way.
Hey,
No way.
quick aside. What about sharing locations? How do you guys feel about that?
Ooh.
Same. I don't want to do it.
I mean,
I
You
agree.
say
I
if
don't
you
have an
say
issue
you're a
with it.
place, I trust you to the place. I don't want to know
I
that
don't
you're
have an
not.
issue with it,
I
but
agree.
I
I
I'm not
agree.
doing it. I don't have an issue with it, but I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing anything where it's like I'm checking on someone because not
Here-
that
here,
I
let me-
have
let
to
me-
check
not
on
even
that,
that,
right?
right?
I would
Like,
say
I'm not
this-
creating that environment.
The only
Well,
time,
say
the only
there's a
time I
birthday
would say,
coming up, and like I've had it where I'm like, and I'm just incriminating myself. Where I'll say, oh yeah, I'll be home by 5, but I know at 4 o'clock I could have been home, but I'm looking for a gift for my wife or picking up something for Valentine's Day, something like that, where I don't need her to just know where I'm at.
That's
Because
that's
she's
what
gonna
Bob's
know
at
what I'm
Victoria's Secret. We're like, wait, what?
Well, I was just gonna
out,
say,
secrets
I-
out.
I think the location thing might be good if you're like visiting an area that you don't know.
Sure.
Right. And that maybe your spouse doesn't know all that well. Like if we out of state or out of the country from right. Just to say, okay, location is on. So you know that in case something were to happen to me, what was my last location or whatever the case may be.
Sure.
But
so.
if I'm right
the,
here, we're good. I don't need to know.
the recent made man of a brother on the podcast here says, "F that, you can't have my location. That's ridiculous." That's what he says. That'd be Renee.
All right.
I agree with Renee.
The only
All
thing
right.
I would say to that location is that if they want to know your location, then they can't ask questions.
Yeah, but that's a fallacy right there.
Yeah, man.
Okay, well, look,
You already
wanna
opened
know-
Pandora's box. The moment that thing got turned on, anything and everything that comes after it, you've opened yourself up too, right? Because then it's like,
Right.
once you answer that first question, then there's a follow-up question and a follow-up question, and then now you're down this fucking spiral that just like it becomes an animal that you can't control anymore, right? And that's just the first instance. However many instances that happen after that, like you got like downstream the consequence of this first time. Now it's all the time. It's every time. You can never cut that off. Once you start down that road, there's no easy path to turn that off.
Yeah.
I believe that's
Right.
Well, how many
proverbial
times have
rabbit
we
hole.
been out? How many times have we been out and we're like, you know what? Let's not go there. Let's go here. And
Right.
for her to
Becomes
just be
a different
following you,
place.
It's like, well,
Right.
why didn't you go here? You said you were going here, and we're like, we changed our mind. We just decided we were going here instead.
Yeah. The place
So-
sucked and we went
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happens.
Yeah.
All right.
So I mean, for them to be questioning you about that, it goes back to the trust. If you trust your partner, then you trust that they're going to make the right decisions, like
Mhm.
Katie said, and you shouldn't have to, unless that trust is broken, you shouldn't have to
Exactly.
question where they're at.
Exactly. So if you're in a situation where that trust was broken and this is the consequence of that trust being broken, then you know what, you gotta lay in the bed you made. But if the trust has never been broken, you should never go down that road.
I agree.
I personally, right? But if I fucked up and I got in a situation that is sticky at best, then
Define
yeah,
sticky.
then, yeah, pun intended. Then yeah, you got to deal with it. But if you never had to have that situation, I don't think there should ever be a reason why you have to have that level of scrutiny, because it's not going to have good outcomes in some cases.
Just because
I don't know
of
why
your
you have to explain
insecurities or
it.
personal or previous relationships, you shouldn't have to. It's
Yeah,
a
I
different
mean,
relationship. You start.
I don't even know how to turn the location shit on my phone, but if they ask me, fucking Magic
What
City.
if she
so
did and she
what?
said, "I'll do it for you"?
It's like this thing can show you your location.
I'm at Magic City. What's up?
The wings
Wings
are
having
not.
some hot wings.
Yeah, the wings are nice.
There you
I'm
go.
up on a telephone pole. I'm up on a telephone pole. What do you need?
There you go.
All right. Next one, and I don't know if it was supposed to be a question or not, but I'm going
Electric
to read
ball.
it the way that he's got it on here. Sex before marriage is important. Finding out if you are sexually compatible with your partner is necessary. I
It
don't know if
is.
is that true or false or
necessary.
what your
That's
thoughts
true.
are.
Very necessary.
You know?
Very necessary.
I think it's,
I'm gonna go biblical on you guys because Jesus doesn't like it. But that being said, Jesus is a forgiving person, and I do believe that you have to be sexually compatible to make this thing last long term. So Jesus, please forgive me, but I'm going with you got to do it.
Okay.
yeah, agreed.
All right. So everybody seems to be in agreement on this one. Let me flip it on you though. Living together before marriage.
I think that's a
huge.
good. I
think
think
it's
that's
I
a
huge.
good
think it's the
idea.
same thing too.
Yeah.
I think
Same
that's a
thing.
good idea.
Because you get to
Yeah.
see how they are and again, seeing
yeah.
how compatible you are long term.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't, but I'm not opposed to it.
You didn't?
I didn't.
You didn't?
You should-
No?
Okay.
Well, she was over, but we didn't live together. Before we got married.
Okay.
We didn't.
We'll leave that
Next.
alone.
Leave
Next.
it alone.
We'll move that on. All right. If your lady got a gift you didn't.
You didn't
Oh,
like,
no.
I don't think.
Yeah, he's
Huh?
got a comma in the wrong place. Okay,
Yeah,
so if your lady got a gift you didn't like, what would you do?
Tell her.
You a
Exchange
gift?
Yeah, she got you a gift that you didn't like. What would you do?
Tell her.
Explain.
I
I mean,
It
it
depends on how
depends what
giddy
the
she
gift
was.
is still.
yeah, because I'd play it off. I'd be like, oh my gosh, babe, this is amazing. I've wanted this always. You know,
Negative.
thank you.
Negative. I'll tell you
So-
straight up.
No,
I've had-
be honest with her.
Negative.
Nah,
She
I'm-
came
I'm
in
honest.
all
I'm-
happy.
I'm
like,
back to the honesty shit, man. I think
I don't
everything
like-
Thank
starts
you.
with honesty.
Thank
So if
you.
you can't tell her, like, yo, I'm not feeling these, because I'm gonna tell you straight up, I've had my girl replace different like things they bought because then I'm happy with the thing that I got at the end, and she knows that I'm happy
And
with
she
the thing
knows
I got
that.
at the
Yes.
end. And that
Yes.
matters more than anything else because it's genuine, as opposed to
When
like,
she
oh,
says,
honey,
"Do I
it's
look
cool,"
fat
and
in
you
this? How do you
never
answer that?
use or never wear, or you have to continue to perpetuate that. Like, I like something even though you don't down the road, like 6
Yeah.
months from now, a year from now.
Oh, for sure.
Nah,
Like,
just return this shit. Get them shits right there. 1 and 2. Now we good.
Well, that's why my wife and I ask each other what we want, and then we try to get
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
thing,
that
you know.
eliminates the whole problem.
Yep.
yeah.
So when she says, "Do I look fat in this?" How do you guys answer that?
That's not
No.
a gift.
That's not a
this
gift.
is
Doesn't matter,
honestly
but you
how
talk about
I
honesty,
Uh,
Katie. You talk about honesty.
I tell
Yeah.
her, do you
Oh,
feel
wow.
good in it? Because it
Thank-
doesn't
thank
matter
you.
what I
Thank
say.
you, Jamal.
It doesn't matter
Thank you.
what I say. It's how you feel. So if you feel like
Tell him,
you-
Bob. This is what a
if you
relationship
feel
looks
like
like.
you don't
So-
look good in it, then don't wear it.
So you're being disingenuous.
No,
Oh.
that's not true. That's not true.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what I say. Because if I say, "Oh no, babe, you look good," and like, "No, but I feel bloated" or whatever, she's gonna feel that way regardless. So wear something that you feel comfortable with. Don't wear
But-
something because of
Well,
what I say.
but are you going to
Sweats.
tell her that she doesn't look good? That's the question.
No,
That's-
it's
that's
all
it.
what she
about how
really
you
wants
word
to
shit.
know.
Look,
That's
because
not
look,
what she really wants to
let's
know.
okay. Let's answer the mixed questions. So Mix said, does she look fat in this dress? Right? Is that what your question was?
No, that's what she asked you.
Okay.
What's
She
your
asked
answer?
us, does she look fat in this dress? I
Then
would
you say no.
No, I wouldn't. I just say like it
Oh,
doesn't.
shit.
There's, if let's say she was less flattering, I would say she has more flattering stuff. You got to spin it in a positive way where it's not hurting her feelings. Like, yo, I mean, it's nice, whatever.
It's-
But
okay,
again,
well,
I like this
well,
other one better. You know what I mean?
KD,
Or-
answer the question. So she tells you, "Do I look fat in this dress?" What are you going to say?
He's gonna spin it. He just said.
I just
No,
told you
but
I'm gonna spin
let
it.
me spin it. Tell us right now. Spin it on your girl right now. What would you say to her?
Luda's your bitch. Go ahead and do it on him.
Yeah, tell me. Hey, hold on.
Ah,
Hey, honey, KD, do I look fat in this dress, baby?
You need a shave.
She's like, "No, but you need to shave."
I would be like, this one doesn't accentuate your frame as well. I mean, this other dress is like actually one of my favorite dresses. Really, which one? The one with the blue and the green, the thing at the top. That one, yeah, it's my favorite.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Let me go get it on.
Boom.
All right,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
great,
But,
great
but
job.
you know, I mean,
Everything else.
I think that's
Great
a
job.
nice way of doing that, and I can
Great job.
kind of follow that. But if she's no dummy, she's going to be like, he's fucking telling me I look fat.
truth
But
is-
you know
it
what?
depends
But you
on-
said in a way you didn't put her down. And you didn't
Right.
hurt her
The
The
truth
feelings.
is,
yes,
it depends
you
on
said-
how long you guys have been
didn't
together.
put her
She got
down.
your point. She understood, like, yeah, he doesn't feel this, but
Right.
he complimented me at the same time.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
just like everything else, honesty's not binary. There's gray area in everything.
Yes,
Let's move
take
on.
it from
Right.
me. I have been someone that has been brutally honest, and me and Mick have talked about this before. I have been
no, you're not.
brutally honest with people, and it's hurt some things, even though I'm just being honest. So yes, there is no black and white. It's gray, and you gotta tiptoe around some things.
You could be like Bob and say no offense, but and then just say the most offensive thing ever.
You could do that.
Right. Oh,
All right, guys. Hey, we're gonna end the third quarter right there. We've got a few still left on this list, but we'll tackle those next week. It's time for the fourth quarter and bump it or dump it. All right, starting off, number 1, JJ Watt signing with the Arizona Cardinals. Mickey Bedell.
I'm bumping that, but there's still a lot of work for us to do. But at least I see us moving in the right direction. So I may not be renouncing my rights to the Cardinals quite yet.
Okay.
As we see.
Yes. Representing today on the show. Anybody else? Bump it, dump it. JJ Watt to the Cardinals.
I mean, it's a great addition. So, but they still got a lot to do and a lot to prove. So we'll see
I
how
sort
that
of like the dynamic of Watt
Yeah.
and Chandler Jones on the
Chandler Jones.
edge.
I say dump it because they're in the same division as us. But other than that, bump it. I think that was a good pickup.
Yeah.
I mean, we were all shocked, right? When
Yes,
it came
yes,
down, right?
right.
Nobody saw the Cardinals.
Okay, but hold
I
on,
think
just
that's
to be
the
sure, it was a 2-year deal for 32, right?
Correct.
Correct.
So do you think that the Cardinals can go to the big show in 2 years?
We better, because we're not going to pay that kind of money in perpetuity. So this is our window now. We need to make it happen these next 2 years, or they're going to blow this thing up, because the Bidwells won't spend money long term.
That's my point. So if this is a component to the big show in 2 years, cool. Otherwise, that's just like marketing.
Well, you do it right now because Kyler Murray's on a rookie contract.
Yep.
When it comes time to pay him, then you can't
Yep.
do this
Yeah.
kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
so take advantage. Like Mick said, you got about a 2-year window, make it happen. So, all right,
But
moving
to
on.
answer your question, no,
Oh.
they're not going to do nothing in 2 years. So
Yeah, Bobo. Tell him,
All
Bobo.
right,
that's the facts.
all right. Stafford goes down in the first week of the game. No, I'm kidding. All right.
Wow.
Wow,
Easy
you
there.
jinxed yourself.
Take
Take
it
it
easy.
karma.
Hey, hey.
Crystal
He
ball.
didn't
I already had
make
the
it.
worst. I already had the worst karma this last year. Are you kidding me? With Dak. All right. Number 2, ESPN is doing an E60, the first domino to fall, talking about Rudy Gobert and how all
Dump.
this COVID shit
Dump.
started. Is
Dump.
everybody just
That's it.
dumping it just because?
Let's move on.
Because we've had our worst year in our lives.
Come on, get
All
out of
right.
here.
Fuck
All right.
that.
Moving on. Number 3, Rockets retiring Harden's number 13.
In a is that
Really?
are they retiring it in a toilet?
Let me ask you
Get outta
this.
here.
He's not even retired.
How
Get
many
outta here.
how many jerseys are retired for the Rockets? Does anybody know, or does anybody know? whose
I
jerseys
don't know,
retired?
but
I
you would
don't
think
know.
you would think that there's like 2 or 3.
But
Yeah,
I know
I guess,
Olajuwon's
right?
retired. I know Olajuwon's retired, right?
Right.
For sure.
I think
Is
Calvin
Tom
Murphy
Jonovich?
is. I
Is
think
Tom
Calvin Murphy-
Jonovich?
I think Tom
Floyd?
Jonovich is too. If that's the case, then yeah, put him up there. If Tom Jonovich's retired, then you can retire his too. I just don't think that they have any methodology behind why they're retiring jerseys. And coming from the Laker camp and the Celtic camp, I understand why those teams retire jerseys, because those are Hall of Famers that brought chips to to the city. So I get it.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
the way he left them, they're still gonna retire his jersey. Like
That's a little surprising.
yeah, that's just
Oh, that's what
just
they
kinda
said.
weird. Yeah.
They're the ones who
You're
came
going to
out
put a
and said
statue
it.
out in front too?
Right.
All right, looks
Well,
like Calvin Murphy, Olajuwon, Tom Jonovich, Drexler, and Yao Ming.
I'm doing it right now.
Drexler's
Well,
retired?
Yep. Which is
Well, he
funny.
won a chip. He won a chip there.
I know, but he
And
was
he's,
there. What?
he's going to be a Hall of Famer if he's not a Hall of Famer already.
Hey, Robert Ory won a chip with the Lakers. Are we going to retire his jersey?
Not a Hall
No,
of Famer.
because he's
Yes.
not a Hall of
Yeah.
Famer.
He will be.
No, we
Well,
won't.
speaking of that, why isn't Robert Ory's jersey retired in Houston?
Yeah, I was just
Right.
thinking that same thing.
Mario Ellie.
That's-
What about Mario?
that's-
Big shot, Bob. Kenny Smith.
Because that's the
Yeah,
Kenny
racist.
Smith.
No.
Next.
Anyways,
Sleepy
all
Floyd.
right. Let's move on. Once considered untouchable, Jets now open to offers on Darnold.
All comes down to money and winning.
Bump it.
Dinero.
Winning.
Yep,
they have
bump
been
it.
winning for a long
Bump it.
time. They're not going to be winning.
Draft picks.
Yeah. Well, you're assuming that they can try to get something
Or- yeah.
of substance, right? I
Hey,
mean,
the Celtics had a lot of draft picks. What have they done with them?
I've
Absolutely nothing.
listening to some of
One example.
the radio pundits across the country, several people said, they don't think it's a good move because you're basically starting all over again
Yep.
with another rookie quarterback. Unless you go out and you trade for a Watson or something along those lines, right? But either way, you're going to end up having to pay. So you either got to decide, do we stick with a rookie contract moving forward, or
Get them some
you pay
weapons.
That's
Sam
my point,
Darnold
Bob.
another year or two. Well,
No,
Sam
that's-
Darnold's going to be due for a contract here soon.
It
So
doesn't
you
matter.
have to-
I think okay. So to you guys' point about let's say dude's not the guy, but they still have so many other holes, and they have name their strongest offensive weapon.
What's his name? The skinny kid from
Sam Darnold.
No.
Yeah,
Who's the
exactly.
receiver?
You talk
Who's
about
the
Robbie.
receiver?
You talk about Robbie.
Yeah, that's
right?
probably their best offensive weapon.
Who?
Exactly.
Robbie
Who
Anderson.
did you say?
Robbie
Robbie
Anderson.
No, he's not there.
He's
no
not
more.
even on the
Not
team.
there.
But
He's
that
with
was the point.
Carolina.
That was the point.
Well,
Molded.
wasn't he there?
He was there.
He was there 2
Not
years
last
ago.
year.
Last
Yeah,
year he was
so,
with Carolina.
So right now, his name was his name is something Sam no
Donald?
no is it Pearman? Was it Pearman? Was Pearman there?
P. Ryan,
He's there. Yeah, he's
Samaje
there.
P.
Okay,
Ryan.
And then on the other side was God damn it, he came from he came from the Washington football team. Regardless, mediocre at best. 2 mediocre wide receivers and 2 an aged running back. And
Hey,
some
Lula,
guy-
you had him on your squad. What's his name? You had him on your fantasy squad.
Which guy?
Receiver.
Oh,
Jets.
Godwin.
No,
no, from the Jets.
from the Jets.
like
Oh, Welker.
no.
No.
It doesn't matter. Here's a
Come on.
point. Here's a
Yeah.
point. Because
This is
Jerry
this is comedy.
Rice.
Wayne
the
Corbett.
issue is like Sam
Wayne
Darnold
Wayne
never got a fair
Corbett.
shake. Sam
No,
Darnold
not
never
Wayne
got a fair
Corbett.
shake. He never had like any weapons
Yeah.
to go against. So how do you really know how good he is if he
Yep.
never had like
True.
some top flight wide receivers, a great running back to say, okay, they're not the problem, he's the problem.
What's
He
in there,
really
like
had that point.
Cal or Pro or something like
Jamison
that?
Crowder. Jamison
Jamison
Crowder.
Crowder, that's his name.
Thank you.
That was his name.
Thank you.
Jameson
All right.
Crowder. He
So
came
What
from
up, motherfuckers?
So, Katie, are you taking up? for
Buddha's
Sam Darnold?
awake.
I think Sam Darnold needs 1 more year or 2 more years with a fucking weapon. Somebody's
I
like proven top flight guy.
All right. Well,
And
you
then-
got the number
then you
2
can see
pick.
what's
You
what.
Go make that happen.
Does that argument hold true for Josh Rosen as well?
Who?
No. Is he
Why?
a starter?
He's not even a starter.
So what?
Yeah.
He was. I'm just asking. Does that argument hold true for him too? Because I don't
No,
think he had
not
many
not at
weapons
this
either.
point.
It's,
Not at this
it's
point.
apples
Just
and
because he
oranges.
was a
Get
starter
outta
with the
here.
Cardinals doesn't
Yeah,
mean he was
they-
good.
And did he play for like 4 teams or some shit too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Miami, the Cardinals.
So what's your point, Jamal?
First of
Nothing.
all,
Tampa
the point
Bay.
is,
X.
he was drafted around the same time that
He was
Sam
in Tampa
Darnold
How many
Bay.
was.
opportunities does that dude need?
Well, you're making arguments. just
No, I'm
because
saying one
Darnold
dude,
is
one
from
team,
SC.
rookie
and
contract.
he's not good either. So let's talk apples and apples.
Just 'cause he's
I
from
am.
SC,
I'm
that
going
throws you
with
all
that.
off.
One guy, one team, one rookie contract. You're talking about a guy who's played like on 5
No,
teams.
I asked you a question to compare talent. That's what I asked you a question about, and you
Nah,
got on
you
your high
kinda-
horse as you
No,
do.
I didn't. No,
you
we all
kinda
got
really
confused.
weren't
See,
comparing
I
talent.
think
And
part of
your
it
bias
comes down
showed
to.
through.
I think part of it comes down to coaching too. Like, is Gase
Yep.
an offensive or defensive guy?
He's
He's-
trash is what he is. He's trash.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Good point,
Okay.
KD.
Maybe that's a bad example. Because where I was going with that was Goff turned out to do pretty good his first 5 years, but that first year when we had Jeff Fisher, he was shit, and a lot of it had
And
to
that
do
makes
with that.
That makes a big deal.
Sure.
Fisher is a defensive guy, and
Yep.
at that point, it seemed like he didn't even give a shit what he was doing with the Rams. McVay came along, riding the ship, especially with Goff. Now, 5 years later, we know everybody knows what happened. He's gone now, but that has a lot to do with it too. That's why I'm kind of curious as to is
Right.
Gase like a quarterback friendly guy or is he like a Fisher?
I don't know.
I'm
Honestly,
He's
bumping it.
supposed to be an offensive guy, but
yeah.
his offenses have been trash since he's been in the league.
Right. All right.
Dumping it.
Next.
Donald's garbage. Rosen's garbage. Next.
All right. Let's go. Next one. All right. So next, Japan not going to allow foreign fans for the Summer Olympics. Bump it or dump it.
dump it.
Dump it.
Dump it.
You don't care about the Summer Olympics?
No, I care, but that's
I
that's a
mean-
knee jerk. That's a knee jerk reaction. Why are we not having any fans there? What we've seen is the play or the level of play is different with fans and without fans. And we're not going to see, in my opinion, we're not going to see the best exhibits of athletic feats without fans. We can mask up, and we've seen it.
Well,
already.
they're
had
going to
people
allow
at Super-
fans. They're just not allowing foreign fans.
Right. Okay.
So
So that's okay. So also, if you're from a different country, none of your fans can come and root you on. That
Nope.
doesn't
Yeah,
make
that's kinda
sense for
BS.
one, and they're going to lose out on a ton of revenue. Doesn't make sense to me.
I don't think they were allowing any fans, just family.
no. They
teams.
turned around now and said literally no foreign fans. So, anyways, all right, moving on. This one sort of hits close to home here in Riverside County.
Hey.
So we got here the undefeated Cal Baptist women's basketball team is not eligible for the NCAA tournament. They actually won the Big West in their first, I think it's their first year or second year of being in Division I. So I just wanted to put that out there and see what your guys' thoughts on bump it or dump
What's
it.
the reasoning that they're not eligible?
When you move from a lower division to a higher division, there's like a
Oh,
like
that's
a
horrible.
cooling
horrible.
off, like
Yeah.
not a cooling off period, but I guess that's what you call
Probation?
it. It's like a probationary period of like, I think it's 3 to 4 years. So you have
That
to
should
stay
make
in that
a difference.
division first before you're eligible.
That's a
So-
terrible
That
rule.
sucks.
That's
This,
American.
this,
It's
That's
that's why it's bringing it up. That's why I'm bringing it up, because there's a lot of people are starting to say, well, wait a minute, the team moved up to Division 1 and
Right.
just boat raced the entire conference. Why are they
Well-
not eligible to participate in the women's tournament?
I will say bump it, but I will also say then you got to change that rule because obviously it doesn't apply. And this
You
just
definitely have to
in,
change
It
that.
applies to all, by the way, all NCAA. So
So
Oh.
if North
you move
Carolina
from a-
went to the Big Ten, they're not eligible.
no,
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 It's
no, no, no.
moving
Sides.
up in
Sides.
moving
Go
up
like
in
Division
2 to Division 1.
divisions. Right.
so
Division.
this
Still,
just in
that's
from
horrible.
our other Perez brother, Renee, said that Embiid and Simmons both out for tonight.
Yeah, I just saw that. So it goes to show they follow the NFL
Well,
protocol, right?
That both
Good, because
Team
Ben
LeBron
Simmons
and
is just
team,
making the LeBron's team worse.
Team
Didn't you
LeBron
just
and
say
Team
that earlier?
KD are they're
Yeah, it
awash.
just came in. Ben Simmons and Embiid are the rules.
So so is Embiid going to give his All-Star game money to homeless, like he said he was? Is he still going to fork over the money
have
if
to
he's not
ask
gonna
him.
play?
I don't
Ask
know.
him.
Yeah.
Just curious.
Ask
Embiid,
All right.
what are you going to do with
next-
that, buddy? Let
One
us
more
know.
sports related. Washington football team releasing our boy Alex Smith. What are
Wow.
your thoughts?
surprise.
Bump it or dump it?
I'm going to bump it and I'm going to
He's your
say this
boy?
just because we would
Well,
all
we were all excited about
we-
his
we-
story.
we would all love to be in his shoes to be able to continue to play, but it's best for
Excited about his wife.
It's best for him
It's a
because he doesn't.
business. It's a business. At the end of the day, it's a
They were
business.
undefeated with him last year when he played. So that should be left to his decision, right?
Next,
Like, if you're so worried about his health, then why did you play him last year?
Well, obviously, they
He's a
don't feel like he
liability.
gives them the best chance to win. That's why
he's a
they're doing it.
liability.
So wouldn't he still
Was
give
he a
him
liability when
one
they
of
were
the best
5-0
chances
last
right
year with
now?
him?
Yes. Did you see what happened the last game of the season when they were supposed to win?
Was that his fault?
If he goes down, then who they looking? They're looking at the sideline like, we ain't got nobody.
When they were supposed to win, they did win the last game of the season.
Yeah, my fault.
How about the
That was
Sheagles?
an early
He's
receipt
a
pull.
liability. He's a liability.
But
Yeah,
that was
the
only
whole thing
because
is like,
the
let's-
stick out hurts.
if we'd add back the human aspect of it, I mean, this kid has faced adversity at every fucking team he played for, and he performed at every team he played for. Now, like,
Right.
is he gonna like is he a showstopper? No, but is he a winner? Yes. And every time he faces adversity, the kid rises above it. So I mean, I'm optimistic. I hope another team gives that kid another shot because I believe he's proven. And at the end of the day, if he just like every time we talk about these players, they know what they're signing up for, right? They know this is one of the most dangerous sports you can play on the face of planet, and they do it all the same. So if he wants to go to another team, sign a waiver, do your thing, and whatever happens, just put it. At least he puts the fate back in his own hands, as opposed to some team making the decision for him. And then two, it's not like again he can't play. Is he going to be a perennial starter or like some showstopper? No, but if you need a stopgap or you need like your guy goes down, this guy's probably going to show up and he's probably going to give you a better chance to win than some of the scrubs you have on your team already. So I just hope, however way it turns out, the kid keeps playing.
Yeah.
Is he a one anywhere?
And that was the thing.
The Jets apparently, according to you.
Actually, would take Sam Darnold over him. So let's move on.
Well, no, I
Well,
would just say this about Alex Smith. I don't. Looking at Washington's roster, he was the only quarterback they had
No.
this entire season.
No, remember the kid that took him
Yeah,
to
Heineke.
I forgot his
Heineke.
name.
The
But
racist?
the one
The
The
racist?
racist kid.
Yeah, the racist kid?
the quarterback?
Yeah.
Oh, he did make a racist comment. Huh?
Yeah,
Who?
Yeah, he
What-
did.
who
Is
was
he on the
that?
team?
If you make a racist comment, are you
Helinski.
racist?
Helinski is his name,
If you
right?
make a
Wasn't it
racist comment, are
Helinski
you
or something
racist?
like that.
It depends who you ask that question, Nick.
I know
I mean-
nobody wants to touch that.
Say it again.
This is live. This
you
is live
make
on YouTube.
tread
so
lightly.
If
I'm
you make a
keep moving.
racist comment, are you racist?
No, sometimes you do it out of
I don't think
frustration.
so.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it makes you a racist person. Sometimes you say stuff because in the heat of the moment, you
Glass house
want to say something to, you know, get under somebody's skin, or they got you, so you want to get them in some way. So you say something stupid sometimes, and that doesn't make you a racist person.
Yeah,
Just,
I just think
a
it's
big
like
head
a
up
slippery
ass
slope.
moment.
When
Yeah.
you say something against a group of individuals that you also need to play with and to win with, right? And it's again,
Very
it's about
slippery.
trust. It's trust because now these people have to trust you and you have to trust them.
Right.
And if you start to build another scenario of distrust, it's going to be hard to like get buy-in from the rest of your team and really take it to the the next step if they don't
I agree.
trust you.
It's similar to what Breeze did, right? And they kind of forgave him about it, and it doesn't mean
Well,
he's
he
a
didn't
racist
make
person. He
direct-
just said
he
something
didn't
at the
make-
time.
He really didn't make a racist comment.
Correct.
No,
I
I'm
agree.
thinking
no.
more like the guy from the Eagles, the receiver, Cooper.
Vince Papale.
Yeah.
Was that his name? Cooper?
Vince
Vince
Papale.
Marky Mark. Yeah, that guy got caught at a concert
Right.
saying he was going to whip ass on all these N words or something. He said
Mhm.
something to that effect.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Some fucking
Nalgas?
country concert.
No,
Nalgas.
no.
That's a little different than what
No.
Breeze did. Breeze didn't say. anything
Sure,
like
sure,
that.
sure.
Right.
But
Right.
back to Alex Smith, and just real quick, in my eyes, he's always going to be a winner. Have you seen his wife? That man's a winner.
Are you saying she should have been on the bracket
Oh,
instead of Jade?
shit. Over Sade, hell yeah.
So it's not a white and a brown thing anymore, is it?
No, because she's white and she's fine.
Oh, so it's conditional. Eddie P's being conditional.
Once again, life's not binary, boys.
That's right.
All right, guys. Hey, with that, we're going to end Bump It or Dump It. Great fourth quarter. And we're moving on to the final word. And this week's final word is coming to you from Luda. Take it away, Luda.
All right. Well, final word, guys. Everybody out there in podcast land, I'm going to kind of go. Jason, Coach, you kind of hit everything I wanted to say earlier.
Whoa!
And I'm out.
So just want to say,
basically, I'm
we were
out.
talking about
That's-
our
that's-
loyal listeners earlier. I just want to throw a quick shout out to Rudy. He's been a loyal listener since the beginning. Thanks. We appreciate the love and
You wanna
support,
come in here and
buddy.
get it?
Thank you very much.
No, don't give him the chair. Don't give him the chair.
Ew,
Uh-oh.
here we go.
There we go.
Ba-da-ba-dum.
Uh,
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Sorry, fellas.
Ba-da-ba-dum.
All
My
right,
phone
he's
turned
back.
off. No, but to end it, I want to kind of go off what Renee said last week about family. Coach, you hit about COVID. Look, we're in a point in this country where, as Mick said earlier, there's two sides on everybody. Some people are open, some people are more cautious, whatever. But just live your life. Keep it fun. Hug your family. I was talking to Mick yesterday, and it kind of hit me when he mentioned that since last year, he hasn't been able to hug his mom. He visits her. He sees her from like the balcony when he goes to her house, drops off groceries. That impacted me on how some people don't get to see their family or don't get to embrace with them. So when you get that opportunity, embrace your family, hug them when you can, tell them you care. And just to end it with this, what you do in life echoes in eternity. So, do the right stuff. So you guys, this is the final word from Luda with the crew. This is how we do when we do what we do. Love you guys.
Love you too,
all
buddy.
right,
Wow,
all
he
right,
kept
Luda.
it together. There's a guy
Man, you
sitting
got that
behind
from
you.
Gladiator. You got that from Maximus Aurelius. You can't do
Somebody
that.
sitting behind you. Look at him. Look how he's sitting.
Great job, everybody.
he's looking a little bit like the black version
Defeated.
of no, I'm thinking Andy Reid
Oh.
back there because the
Hey!
red jacket.
Oh, he's talking
red
about-
jacket's really big.
He's
back
saying
there.
you're round, Nick. You're round.
Wow.
Anyways, all right, fellas, that's going to conclude episode 44. Thank you all for tuning in to
Nice.
us on YouTube, and make sure to download the podcast if you want to go back and listen to any of this fun rhetoric and banter that we have on this show. All right, thanks, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy All-Star Sunday. I guess we can call it. It's not All-Star Weekend anymore. All-Star Sunday, and
No, you're
we'll
good.
see you all again next week.
Dude,
Take
I
care.
got turned
Peace.
off.
It was funny right when you were going into it.
I know.